Yo, what's up guys, I'm Yannick
And I'm Nick.
and we are the guys from the Producer School.
This is our first video with Facecam. We decided to start using it because we want to be more interactive with you guys, and we're also going to use it in all our future videos, also our tutorials.
To get to know us a little bit better, we decided to do a Q&A, so we asked you guys to drop some questions on Instagram and the YouTube community tab. So let's start off right away with some questions.
Also make sure to follow us on Instagram at the Producer School, where we also post tips, tricks and memes and more stuff like giveaways or, for example, those questions for this Q&A. So the first question is from Josie Music, and he asks us when we started producing music.
So I think it's for both of us like 3 years ago when we started producing music. Nick showed me FL Studio back then, and that's actually how we end up here.
So the next question is from Natex Official, and he asks if we are coming to Dance Fair 2020, and we are definitely coming to Dance Fair 2020, as well as we went there the previous 2 years and it was quite amazing in our opinion. The next question is from Vanex Music, and he asks, finish songwriting then mix or mix while songwriting, so mixing while you're in progress with your track.
I prefer the second one, to mix while songwriting the track. I feel like that works better for me, but for everyone it's different, so you just have to find your own way in it.
It's both of the answers are correct. It just depends on what you like and what you feel comfortable with. Ziad Ahmed asks if we can make a stock plugin only video, and I think it's definitely a nice idea to do this in the future for people who only are able to use the stock plugins in FL Studio. So we can definitely look into this.
And there are definitely some really great stock plugins. I use them like in all my productions. Even a new plugin called Flex from FL Studio is really sick. It's actually a cheap Nexus. So I think there's definitely an option that we will do this video in the future. Car Radio 24 asked how to develop your own sound.
I think you first have to get to a certain level by recreating existing sounds. But once you are able to do that, you can start to do the unusual and just go out of the box and start creating something unique. If you make 20 sounds, 19 sounds will sound shit, but maybe the last one will sound good and will be the key to your new unique style. So it's just about keep trying, trial and error, and that's basically what I think is the best way. The next question is from Leonard, and he asks what are the best plugins to use for mastering.
There are tons of plugins out there, but I think the iZotope bundle is really great. I think you all probably know it. It's a little bit expensive, but once you have it, it's like the go-to for mastering. But you can also master with just the stock plugins in FL Studio. I think we'll make a video on that later on, because it's really useful, I think. Also, the FabFilter bundle is great, and of course the waves, which are pretty expensive but also really good.
A fan of Tim Bergling asks, how old are you and where are you from?
I'm 16 years old and I'm from the Netherlands.
And I'm 15 years old and I'm also from the Netherlands.
So next question is from Joel Sellings, and he asks, how did you guys initially start your channel?
So maybe around 2.5 years ago we started posting our first video. After that it was quite silent on our channel for quite some months and we didn't pay much attention to it. But once we saw that we got some audience, we started working more on our channel. First we started out as FL School, but because of copyright strikes we weren't able to keep up with that name. And I also think that the Producer School is a more wide name where we can do more things than just FL Studio. And basically that's how it started, and that now we are here.
It's been a crazy journey since then, and we're so thankful that you guys have been supporting us all the time, and you're still supporting us, and there's so much more coming. Next question is from 28 Below Zero, and he asks, how do you make a unique plug sound?
Well, I think the best way to create a unique plug sound is use a serum and layer a basic oscillator with a unique noise, which creates quite a unique mixture of sounds. So first make just a simple plug, for example from a sine wave in just the oscillator section of Serum, and after that layer it with a nice noise to create a unique vibe. So the next question is from Youssef, and he asks, what is the best way to reach out to labels?
There are a lot of ways to reach out to labels, but I think the best way is to reach out to artists that have signed to that label, and try to connect them and send them your tracks, and maybe they will like it, pick it up on a radio show, or even send it to the label's manager, and that's one of the ways to get signed. Of course, there are a lot of more ways to get signed. I think we'll do a video about that soon. So let us know in the comments if you guys want to see that. Let's move on to the next one, and the question is, can I produce music without theory? I don't play any instruments either.
Well, it's definitely possible, because like there are a lot of big artists out there in the game that are just don't able to play any instrument. I as well am not even able to play an instrument. I can play a little bit of piano, but like I can't even call it playing a piano.
I had some piano lessons before, but I definitely think it's not necessarily if you want to produce music. Of course, it's useful, but it's not a must.
It also depends on the genre you're making, because for example, bass house is more like a technical side of music, or dubstep, or the harder styles. They require more of technical knowledge in producing, but for example, progressive house and melodic styles do require a little bit more of music theory. The next question is from Wouter de Jong Music, and he says, can you make a series of how you make a track from scratch?
Yes, we're planning to do that more and more. We got a really cool pack coming hopefully in next month, which is a bass house pack called Redemption. It's a really sick bundle, but we'll tell you more details about that later. And we will make a series then that we're making a track from scratch.
So the next question is, are you a boy or a girl? So the next question is, did you buy FL Studio, and which version did you buy?
Yes, we bought FL Studio. It's a producer edition, and I think it's definitely worth your money.
You won't need a big signature bundle, but if you want to use like Grossbeat and stuff like that, you can buy them separately, or you can just buy them in one bundle. It's quite expensive, but you get a lot of like VSTs in exchange for it. So the next question is, how did you learn to use FL Studio?
And that's pretty ironically, because we both learned it by watching YouTube tutorials, and now we're making them ourselves. So I think my go-to tip is to watch a lot of tutorials and masterclasses from famous producers, and also put a lot of time in it. I think that's the best way.
The next question is how to keep your CPU at a minimum.
I think about 2 years ago we did a video about how to lower your CPU, so if you want to check that out, then check out the link over here.
It's probably not the best video, but the tips are quite clear. So the next question is, how many of you are in your team?
And that's actually 2. That's me, Yannick.
And me, Nick. I felt like some people didn't even understand that we were with 2, because some people thought it was always the same guy like talking in videos, but here we are with 2. Somebody also asks, what are your future plans?
We have a lot of future plans, but one of our biggest plans is to give away much more free content to you guys, more presets, more packs, more samples, and of course tutorials.
We will also try to improve our content all the time. For example, now we bought a face cam and stuff like that. We just always try to improve our videos, which you can probably see if you like compared our videos now and in the beginning of our channel. So we are trying our best to put out the best quality content for you. So that were all the questions. The next 24 hours you can still drop your comments in the comment section, and we will still try to answer all the questions of you guys by just replying through a comment. For now, it is the end of the video, and I want to thank you guys for watching,
and see you in the next video.